All right, here he is.
That's the goal with this. That was the purpose for doing this, to hopefully be able to change some lives, inspire some people, maybe, help some folks who are incarcerated or formerly incarcerated become, contributing members of society. And, that really is the goal for this.
So how do you feel? There's been a lot of upheaval around the book. The family of the man who was killed has learned what happened and spoken to you, confronted you. How do you feel after all that's gone down?
I'm kind of mixed emotions. I mean, for 40 plus years, I hid all of this and kept it all bottled up inside of me and was worried and concerned and nervous about it coming out. And now to like put it all out to the world is a little disconcerting for me, but it's also been uh, freeing for me because I don't feel like I have to hide a part of who I am. I don't feel like I'm not having to worry and be nervous about something coming out at some point. So that part feels really good. So it's kind of a mix, and I think I'm getting used to it's taking some getting used to the fact that the world knows my story now. But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting
I,
used to it.
I mean, there was a report about you meeting with his family. I'm sure that was very tense and complicated. What happened there?
It was. I was, of course, I was extremely nervous going into the meeting. Um, they are amazing people. Um, I started the meeting by telling them how sorry and remorseful I was for what happened, and they each spoke their piece and shared their feelings. It was uh, Mr. White's sister, his son, and his daughter, and each one of them expressed their feelings. But at the end of each one of them speaking, they said, "But I forgive you." And that was the best thing that I could have possibly heard. At the end of the meeting, they all hugged me, and we agreed that we would work together to come up with a way to memorialize Mr. White into the future. We're talking now about possibly scholarship in his name. So for me, the meeting could not have gone better. Just the fact that, like I said, to receive that forgiveness from them was all that I could have asked for.
Did one of them said that if this had been earlier, years earlier, she would have jumped over the table? And what did she say? That she would have strangled
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. Well, she just said, she said, hey, we're a forgiving family, and I definitely forgive you. And we moved on. She said, but if this was 30 years ago, I'd have been coming across the table on you, and I get that
Yeah,
100% because
yeah.
I understand where she's coming from. I'm just like I said, I'm just happy that we are at a point now where they can forgive, and we can hopefully have some healing on both sides and kind of move forward.
This has bothered you for decades. This has been nightmares, daymares, fear of it coming out, stress, migraines, hospitals. I mean, like, this has been a present part of your private life for a very, right? I mean, you didn't forget it.
It has
It
been
was very present.
absolutely, and on a couple different levels. One, just struggling with the fact that I was responsible for taking the life of a young Black man. That really uh, continued to eat at me. And I think, hopefully, some 16-year-old out there might hear this story and realize that, you know, they could be about to do something that they're going to regret for the rest of their life. Um, so, you know, that was a big part of it. The other part was just the fear and nervousness that this would come out and kind of ruin, you know, everything that I had built up to that point. So yeah, I was dealing with a lot of that, and it was causing nightmares and migraines, and I'm sure, you know, all kinds of things that stress and anxiety can cause to your body was what was happening to me.
You know, I think part of the story here is that if we give people a second chance in life, no matter how bad they were at one younger part of their life, they can become valuable members of society. And so often we want to give people 30, 40, 50, 60-year sentences, send them away, never allow them a chance to rehabilitate. And this is a story where, you know, what happened to Mr. White is horrible, but if we had thrown you away, that would have been a second tragedy.
No, I agree. I think, you know, I was given an opportunity when I was incarcerated the last time. The jail I was at had a program where you could take college classes inside the jail and then qualify to move into these trailers that were actually outside the jail wall. And you could leave every day and go to school and then come back in the evening. You had to be back by 8 o'clock in the evening every day. And when I first heard about that program, I was like, that's how I want to do my time. You know what I mean? If I can get into a program like that. But once I got into the program and started to feel the support of different people that were kind of guiding me along the way, and I started to actually believe that, you know, maybe I can change my life through this process. And so I got into that program, got my associate's degree while I was in that program, transferred down to Temple University, was able to transfer all of my credits, started at Temple as a junior while I was living at Halfway House, and finished my degree at Temple and started my career. But if that program wasn't in existence when I was there, I wouldn't have been able to do what I've done. Unfortunately, that program doesn't exist anymore. And in Pennsylvania, programs like that don't exist anymore. And that's one of the reasons, one of the major reasons for doing this was to point that out and to maybe help implement some of those programs again, or in places where they do have the programs, maybe to help, you know, pour some gasoline on them to get them to be even more effective. So that program was what really changed my life for me. And again, I'm hoping that we can inspire and move people to implement programs like that again.
So you've been running Jordan Brand for a very long time. This story is rising. I got to go to MJ and tell him, because he's got to hear it from me. He can't read about it in the paper or whatever, or see it online. What's the feeling? You know,